No, no. There we go. It's been a long time, guys. Gonna pour myself a rum and coke. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I'm drowning my sorrows with a rum and coke. Who's that? Stephen Long. Hey mate, how you doing? Welcome. You're the first person to message me live. Haven't done a vid for ages. Thought I'd do something live, a bit different. Who's that? Daniel. Hey Daniel, how you doing? Been a long time. Hope you've got a drink with you. Can you hear me okay? Is the sound quality okay before I go any further? Just let me know. Can you hear me okay? Let me know, guys, before I continue. Let's move the camera back a little bit. How's that? Nice to see you after 2 months. Yeah, I know it's been a while. Can you hear me okay, Daniel? I need to know. I need to know you can hear me. Sounds good. Cool. Yeah, I've been busy. Really busy, Daniel. Work, getting up at 5:30 in the morning. Who's that? Ross. How you doing, Ross? Haven't heard from you for a while. Hope you're well. Who else is that? What's your update game room like? Well, let me just turn this down. It's weird that Defender has the Punch Out theme tune, isn't it? It's a great game on the NES. I have been shifting things around, guys. I haven't had the best 2 months. That's probably why I haven't been on here. Basically, I needed to get a new van, like really quickly. I had a pretty bad accident. Someone rammed me off the road in my other van. Police were involved. I got accused of being a drunk driver. The police breathalyzed me, and I hadn't had a drink for 2 weeks. And I said to the police, "Can you breathalyze the other guy?" Because it's his word against mine, and they're breathalyzing. He was just under the limit. So he had the audacity to call the police because he thought I was a drunk driver, thinking it was my fault. It was his fault all along. So my van got totally written off the road, and I had to save up for a new van. I needed a decent van, really, guys. I've been doing a lot of motorway driving. MNX, how you doing, mate? Nice shirt, yeah. John's Arcade. So yeah, I needed a new van, and also I'm trying to save up. I need a root canal done on my tooth, and I got quoted 1,500 quid. That's London prices, though. I'm definitely not doing that. I think I can get it down to half that probably around here. But yeah, it's been a difficult 2 months. I've got other stuff going on as well, so I've had to sell some of my SNES collection, which is it was difficult to begin with, but actually I didn't play half of it. I know I was going for a complete collection, but you know what? I never played half of it, to be honest with you. So I did cull a massive load off. I didn't want to. I mean, I love collecting, guys, and I still am picking up games, but not as much. And I've got some lovely pickups here to show you tonight. All different sorts of stuff. I'm just in a bit of an odd situation at the moment. You know, it's very difficult for me to sort of show off my collection at the moment and what I've been doing, because it has changed a hell of a lot. I've had to slim down things quite a lot, and you know, it's no big deal. At the end of the day, it's just games. Life gets in the way, and you have to pay out for stuff. What's that, mate? Who does play his stuff? Nobody. Oh, what, John? I don't know. I don't know. He's a good guy, old John, though. I do like John's Arcade. So I hope you're well, I have you all been? Are you all right? I mean, it has been a while. I I've been picking, let's just get into a few pickups, guys. See what you think of this. I picked up this. This is real Nintendo stuff. Hey, Harry, how you doing? Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, we'll catch up soon, Harry. Look what I picked up. This is Nintendo, one of Nintendo's first consoles. Yeah, he's awesome. I'm reading the comments, guys, as I'm showing you this stuff, because I want to reply to you, talk to you at the same time. But this is a block game by Nintendo, one of their first ever consoles. Had to get it, but then realised I've got to mod it in some way so it will work on my TV, which I haven't done yet. It's pretty cool though, and I do like breakout clothes. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Isn't it cool? I do love oddities like this. It's got a lovely little spinner on it. Really soft spinner, which you could probably make good use of on a Tempest arcade machine. But it is really, really cool. I love that. I just got to get it modded so it'll work on my TV. Really, really old. I think it's probably about early 70s Nintendo console, which is pretty cool. Yeah, John's Arcade is awesome. I've also been picking up, I haven't showed you yet, I picked up a Wizard of War arcade machine, which is not in this room at the moment, it's somewhere else, and I'm waiting for a loom to be made up in America. This guy's taking forever. It's been like 2 months now, and I'm trying to get that fixed, and then I'll probably bring it into this room, because it's a great 2-player game. I love Wizard of War. I used to play it on the Spectrum. I think it's called, what is it called? I've got it here. This is it here. Wizards Warriors on the Spectrum, which I loved. I definitely didn't play it in the arcade back in the day, but when I realised it was an arcade machine and I saw the artwork, I thought I've got to get it. And one night, drunk on eBay, I saw one in Texas. Messaged a guy, a lovely guy, gave me a full tour of the cabinet, and did the deed, and got Whitney to pick it up for me, and it stayed at his house for about 2 months, and then I got it shipped over. And it was a good deal, really. I paid $700 for the Wizard of War, and I think it cost me 480 quid to ship it, which is not bad. I mean, that's what you pay now, unless you go, like a lot of people do, they go to Coin Up Warehouse or wherever and get James to ship it over in a big container. I didn't want to go that route. I just want to do my own thing. So yeah, it costs a little bit more, but it's delivered 480 quid door to door. You know, you can't complain with that, you know. It's really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to get that going. I've also been working on my Astro Blaster. I've nearly finished it. I've just got to put a lock on the door. It looks amazing, considering that was a non-working machine. Very difficult cabinet to work on. It's got loads. It's a chipboard cabinet, so it's all flaking off everywhere. I was going to get it laminated. Who's that saying hi? Hi Adam, how you doing, mate? I was going to get it laminated, but it cost too much, and I just wanted to keep it original. So I ended up just painting it where I needed it, spraying the coin door up, and it's all working. It's a fantastic game, and I'll probably bring that in here at some point as well. Also of late, I've been trying to organise a UK VAC meet for next year. It's not as easy as it sounds. I mean, I'm going to advertise it on UK VAC at some point, but I'm just trying to get people to donate cabs and get their name down to them is very, very difficult. It's a difficult community. Who's that? Yeah, good, Adam. Good to know you're good, mate. But yeah, I really want to do that because I want to do it further down south this year. Are you still getting a Mario Brothers arcade machine? Hey Paul, how you doing? No, I'm not getting a Mario Brothers arcade machine. To be honest with you, it's an alright game. It's an average game. I'm not a big fan of it. Hey Squibby, how you doing, mate? DJ Squibby. No, I'm kind of done with the Nintendo stuff, really. I'm actually quite looking at other games now. I mean, other Atari stuff. Whitney's got a couple of, well, he's got 3 games I'm interested in. A Gallagher, Asteroids Deluxe, and a Gorf I want to ship over next year. They're 3 cabs I want to get next. I'd love a Tempest as well. But planning to move next year as well, and hopefully get my proper arcade then. Hopefully I'll have a proper setup finally, because I've never really had a proper arcade, to be honest with you. I've always rented properties, so I've never felt secure in any property that I've been in. This time it's going to be different, so I'm really looking forward to that. And you know, guys, I really enjoy doing the videos, but I just haven't really felt not inspired to, but it's just it's difficult to explain really, because everything's spread out everywhere. I just want to show it all off and talk about stuff when it's all in one room, and I haven't got that right now. It's been a difficult year for me, guys, it really has. But you know, I've met a good woman, and all things are looking bright for the future. But anyway, enough about me. Always enjoy playing Gyruss. Yeah, Gyruss is a fantastic game. I used to own that arcade machine. Brilliant arcade machine, stereo sound. Now, talking of Tempest, I was in CEX the other day, and I saw a real bargain. I found, where is it? I've fallen in love with Tempest, because back in the day, Tempest, I remember seeing it back in the day, but never had enough money really to get better at the game. It was quite expensive when it came out to play. So I know it was a good game, but never really got good at it, and never really understood how the mechanics of it. And recently I've been playing a lot of it. My friend Steve Bonehead's got one, and it's been one at the arcade club. I've been playing a lot, and I've really got into it, and especially on the Vectrex, because I've got a Vec Fever cart, and it plays brilliantly on the Vectrex. So I've got a spinner for the Vectrex, which I've been playing Tempest on, and I've got really good at it, and I really enjoy it. Who's that? Darren. Glad to see you, Alex. Cheers from Canada. Did you own a Commodore 64 when you were a kid? No, my mate had a Commodore 64. Back in England, we had the Spectrum. There was a few people that had Commodore 64s. And I remember going round to his house, and he had Mission Impossible running on it. And I thought that was really, really cool. And I think it was Kung Fu. I think it was that. And Bruce Lee, which I was a massive fan of. It was one of my favourite games, actually, of all time, Bruce Lee. And it was one of the first games. Here it is. I've got it to hand. I've got all my Spectrum games out now. There's my Bruce Lee. There you go. I'm just reading the comments. Yeah, it's a great place, Hypersurf. I'm glad you've been. It's fantastic, isn't it? Get Webby going up there. It's brilliant. Yeah, Bruce Lee, one of my favourite games. One of the first games I ever finished back in the day. Absolutely loved that. But never owned a Commodore 64. I wouldn't mind getting. Is there a Commodore Mini? I wouldn't mind getting one of those. But this is what I picked up, guys. This is a Atari Jaguar controller. Now I don't have a Jaguar console, but these two, the game and the spinner, 50 quid in CEX. I had to pick it up. I just had to, and now I've got to buy Atari Jaguar just to play this game. But since researching the Atari Jaguar, there's a lot of homebrew games, like a lot of systems now. There's a real cool homebrew scene. Yeah, the Jags are expensive. Yeah, I'm just buying my time. I probably won't get one till after Christmas now, because it's Christmas coming up. I've got to fork out other things, but I know Jeff Minter's done a few stuff. Is it Llamatron? You know how much I love Robotron. Well, he's done a version of that with llamas, which is just, you've got to play it just for the name, right? So yeah, massive Tempest fan. Hello, John. Yeah, hello, John. How you doing, mate? Yeah, I know it's been a while. Has been a while. What's my favourite Mario game? Stephen asks. Oh, it's got to be Super Mario on the Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, of course. But I did like Odyssey. Odyssey was really cool. Ross, you don't like the Jaguar? Just check out the homebrew scene, Ross. You'll be surprised. There is some really cool games for it. I have picked up, as well as selling a lot of my Super Nintendo games to buy a new van, I've been picking some stuff up. So what I'm going to do probably going forward Yeah, it is the only way to play Tempest. I know Tempest is on the PS4, which it is a version of is it TNX, which came out on the Vista. And because he didn't have the rights, Atari sued him. He brought it out. So Tempest 4000, which is on the PS4, is actually an updated version of TNX, which was on the PS Vita, which I really love to get, but you ain't got a spinner, so it's the only way to play it really, with a spinner. But anyway, look guys, look what I picked up here for Super Nintendo. This is really cool. I'm a massive R-Type fan. So this is a box set. Who's it by? It's a collector's edition. It's Retro Bit, and it's a lovely box set because I'm a massive R-Type fan. I really do love the game, and I think R-Type 3 on the Super Nintendo is one of the best R-Types ever made. So it's a really lovely box set. You can pick this up fairly cheap, guys. I paid 40 quid for this on Amazon, and it comes in a box like this. Show you the cart. Got a blue cart. I think that is a special cart, and it's an American cart as well, which is cool. So it's got both games on this one cart. So R-Type 3 and Super R-Type. Super R-Type unfortunately did suffer a bit of slowdown, but they totally remedied that with R-Type 3. And people that say the Super Nintendo can't handle shit, they're wrong. Just play R-Type 3. You know, there's no slowdown in that game. It's absolutely fantastic. So this is a lovely box set. Got some cards in here, some lovely artwork. What else? There's a book. There's a lovely book as well. So a lovely box set. If you're a fan of R-Type, totally recommend getting that, guys. It's about 40 quid on eBay. I mean, you can pay 120, 140 for R-Type 3 on its own, the original cart, and if you haven't got the money, guys, it's definitely the way to go. So going forward with the Super Nintendo, although I have sold a lot, I'm just going to collect the games that I absolutely love, and then that's it. I'm done with it. You know, there's other games and other systems I want to collect for. Let's just have a look at the chat there, because it comes up and then disappears. I don't know how you get that up now. How do you get that up? Live visible. There we go. There we go. Right, okay. Just looking at all your messages, guys. Right. What else have I picked up? Oh, it's bloody hot in here. I've got all the arcades on. Luke Wood, what sequels was I disappointed with? With what? With Zelda? What sequels do you mean, Luke? I must have missed that. I've actually been picking up some Switch games as well. Probably most of these you've already got. I mean, they're quite... anything. Luke asked what sequels was I disappointed with. Chucky Egg 2 on the Sinclair Spectrum was awful. God, I'm looking up at my games now. What sequels was I disappointed with? You know, Zombies on the Super Nintendo, they did another version of it. That was pretty dire, wasn't it? What was that called? Ghoul Patrol. That was rubbish. That was absolutely shit, so I didn't like that. Other sequels, I'm trying to think. I've loved all the Zeldas. All the Zeldas have been great. All the Metroids have been great. The Marios have been great. Can't really think, really, mate. Actually, Star Fox, a lot of their sequels haven't been great either. Yeah, I'm still alive. So I picked up Zelda's Link Awakening. I played about 2 or 3 hours into it. It is beautiful to look at, absolutely stunning. Stephen asks, have I ever played Duck Hunt on the NES? Yeah, of course I have. Got Duck Hunt and the gun. I haven't got that far on it, but it's a beautiful game. I'm definitely going to go back to it. It's so cool. Yeah, Wow the Exploding Fist was utter shit. It was. The first one was brilliant. 2-player on the Sinclair Spectrum like that with your mate. Bloodstained, haven't even played this yet. Is it any good, guys? Have any of you played this? Is it worth picking up? This I have played. Unfortunately, I had to sell my SNES version, which I was absolutely gutted about, but I went straight out and bought the Switch version, and it's absolutely awesome on the big screen. I absolutely loved it, and I've got further on the Switch version than I ever got on the Super Nintendo version. I don't know whether it's easier or what, but I absolutely love this game. Go and get this, guys. It's Ninja Survivors. It's basically Ninja Warriors. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know if there's any unlockables in it. Did you see a pickup Tempest? No, I haven't picked up Tempest, mate. I'm planning to. Don't know why I picked this up, because it's not my kind of thing. It was about £5. Blaze Blue. Not my kind of thing, but I just thought for £5, stupid really. Raiden 5, which is absolutely brilliant. Love this game. Fantastic shooter. Also, this, have you seen this? This is Valfarius for the Switch. Same guys that did Blasphemy, is it? Absolutely brilliant game. From what I've seen of it, I haven't actually played it yet, so I'm going to open it. Where did I pick these games up from? There's a couple of sites. There's Limited Run for the Switch, and there's Rare Games for the Switch. Because these are all, this is from this signature edition, so this is quite rare. You have to really look hard to find this one, guys. I'm going to try and open it up. I've got a few other games coming as well. I've got the Darius collection coming on the Switch, which has basically got all the arcade games ever made, and it's coming out on the Switch. Can't wait for that. Do they charge a premium? Yeah, they're not cheap, these games, guys. You know, but I looked at, just have a look at the reviews for this game. It looks amazing. It's a run and gun game. If you love run and gun games like Contra, and you love a bit of heavy metal, you love gore, you're going to love this. Every review I've seen on this game looks amazing. So this is the first time I've opened this. You've probably got the usual shit in here, pin badges and bog roll and what's not. Everything that, actually bog roll's quite useful. But it's usually a load of shit you don't need. Oh wow. See, so some postcards here, look. That's the artwork. Okay, so it's a run and gun game. We've got a signature here from the developers or the artists. Did I watch Billy Mitchell get the high score Pac-Man? No, I did hear about it. I didn't watch it. I'm not a Pac-Man fan, to be honest with you. It's got a lovely art book. It's all 16-bit, guys. Look at that. You can't beat a good postcard. I'll be sending the postcard to you, okay? I want to start collecting more collector's editions. Yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. Look at this. I love all this. Look at all that 16-bit art. So cool. Look at all the guns you get and the weapons you get. You've got to buy this game, guys. You have to buy this game. So here's the usual pin badge malarkey. Everyone's got to have a pin badge. And there's the game. Just go and check this out on YouTube, guys. Amazing. I can't wait to play this. Oh, we've got a soundtrack in here as well. Look at that. Soundtrack as well. I can't wait to play this game. So yeah, a few Switch games and I've got a few more coming. Can't wait to play them. I've got my arcade machines on, guys. I've got a jacket. Yeah, I've got a jacket. I do wear pin badges, actually. I've got all my arcade machines on, as you can see, and it's boiling up in here, so I'm going to turn them off. They create so much heat. When I first come in here, it was freezing cold. So usually I turn the machines on to warm the room up. So I'm going to turn them off. It's too hot. Oh, woo. Too hot in here, guys. And I'm gonna, Bear with me. I'm going to open the door. I'm sweating. I feel like Tootie now. Tootie UK in his sweatbox. Oh. Surprised how much heat comes off those machines. What else have I picked up? So, right, let's answer some questions. Arcade cover on the top floor, summer was hot. Yeah, it was hot. How many machines do I have turned on? I've got 4 machines on. I've got my Vectrex on, and I've got my little Sony Triniton. That's enough. It heats up really quickly in here. So arcade machines, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 arcade machines at the moment. And I plan to get another 4 next year. That is the plan. Slim down my console collection. I want a couple of jammer cabs going forward. When I get my arcade, it's going to be awesome, guys. But you know, I still love collecting for the console. I've been buying loads of Vectrex games as well. Do you want to see my Vectrex games? I've been picking up, even though I've got a Vec Fever cart. Let me just get my Vectrex games. Look, can you see them? All my Vectrex games, pretty much the whole set. If you haven't got into the homebrew scene, guys, you have to get into it. This game here, these games here, Vector Patrol, plays exactly like the arcade game. Absolutely brilliant, which is a conversion of Moon Patrol. You get the overlays in there. It's absolutely brilliant. Totally recommend that. You can't get that on the Vect Fever cart. Vectarians, which is basically Galaxians, which is awesome. Okay. And this one is my favourite, which is Vector Pilot. This is absolutely brilliant. I just broke 100,000 on that last week and unlocked another ship. It's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Just loving the Vectrex. I really am. It's so cool. I mean, Asteroids Deluxe on here. Can you see that? I've turned the Vectrex on its side. And it's coming out of my neon speakers here. Now if I turn them up, and I've got this really cool, I've got too much stuff here, because I'll just move everything out of the way. Let's have a sip of my drink. Asteroids Deluxe plays exactly like the arcade game. And my friend here, Victor, yeah, I've got the stand from Vic. He gave me that stand so I can put it horizontally, and he also made this control panel up for me, Ross. So, right, how do you start? Here's the volume. I've got the sound coming out of there. Let's put the sound in there. Just hear the sound of this. Absolutely brilliant. Turn that down. Come on. What's happening? Is that on? No sound. There we go. Absolutely brilliant game. Plays exactly. Can you see that, guys? I should get a bigger room. Yeah, I should get a bigger room. Can you see that if I zoom in? Can you see that? How cool is that? I'm not very good because I'm trying to do a video at the same time, but absolutely brilliant. I've also been playing, are you going to go back on a 10% Arcade podcast? Only if they invite me on. No. I do plan to do my own podcast, funny enough. I am going to do next year my own podcast, which I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's going to be completely different than anything else. Basically, because I want to invite people of the community to come on and talk about their stories, talk about their arcades, pretty much what I do with the game room tours on my channel. But I want to do a podcast of it and bring collectors on, talk about the collections, what they're doing, where they're going forward, what they want. Vectrex podcast. I was thinking of doing that, Ross. But but I did ask a couple of people, but they didn't seem that interested. So I'm just going to do my own thing. I really fancy doing the arcade podcast. I've got a name for it already. Hopefully have it up and running before the next UK VAC meet. That's what I want to do. So maybe we could do a live podcast from the UK VAC meet. How cool would that be? Hey, how you doing, Paul? I'm good, mate. It's been a while. Yeah, it has been a long time. I've had a bad 2 months, guys. Honestly, I've had a real shit 2 months. So that's why I haven't been on, and I've been working, busting my ass, getting up at 5:30 in the morning and getting home just wanting to do literally nothing. Come on to Retro Asylum. Who's that? Hang on. Who's just said that? I'll come on to the Retro Asylum podcast. I'd love to, mate. You know, I do love doing podcasts. I loved your last one. That was absolutely brilliant. Who is that? Dean? Is that Dean from Retro Asylum? I'd love to come on, mate. I really would. I love chatting about games. I don't like... Where did I get the controller? I'm trying to read all his messages and talk at the same time. Where did I get the Vectrex controller from? Well, this came from my good friend Victor Marland. He made this for me. Specifically for Asteroids Deluxe, really. You need a Vect Fever cart, really, to make the most of it. Mind you, I have been playing Vector Pilot with this, and it works brilliantly. But I do plan... You know, I've got this Sheikah arcade stick for Super Nintendo. Cine Steve, I don't know if you watch Cine Steve's channel, but he's managed to get a Vect adapter, which basically allows you to plug in Mega Drive controllers, and then from that you can use a Mega Drive adapter to use SNES controllers. So I plan to use this Sheikah arcade stick with my Vectrex once I've got all the adapters. Adapter into an adapter into an adapter, you will be able to use that Sheikah arcade stick, which would be awesome for games like Protector, which is an awesome conversion of Defender on the Vectrex, which I love. I've been getting into Defender, guys, recently. Another game like Tempest, back in the day, I just couldn't get my head around how to play it. And, you know, I've been watching a few people play recently. And since I've got into Robotron as well, I like big high scoring games and games that have a difficulty level, but it's something you can master if you put the time into it. And I think, you know, I've learned that with Robotron. The more you play it, the better you get. Same with Defender. I know it's daunting when you look at the controls, and it was as a kid. Looking at those controls as a kid, you know, they were too far apart as well. You know, they had small hand spans back in the day. But yeah, Defender's a game I really, really want. Are you still getting more SNES games? Hi Jay, how you doing? Am I getting more SNES games? Because I've sold a lot off, there's still a couple I'd like, to be honest with you, but they're so expensive now. Do you know what? I just sold last week Demon's Crest on eBay. Now, get this, guys, prices of Super Nintendo games. I put a load on eBay. Some have sold really badly. Like, I was like, fuck. You know, I paid twice that and got half my money back. Now, I've never bought Super Nintendo games for an investment, but I thought I'd get my money back. And I was a bit gutted, really, because I really needed the money for a new van, amongst other things. And I thought, shit, man, I'm losing money here big time. And then suddenly I put Demon's Quest on, and it sold for 490 quid. Can you believe that? Oh, don't buy Pocky and Rocky. Just get a SNES SD card. Look, this is what I'm using, Jay. I'm using this for emulation now. I'm not buying any more big games for Super Nintendo. I think I'm going more arcade going forwards. Hey, Steve, how you doing, mate? No. To be honest with you, Jay, I've got 60 odd Super Nintendo games up there which I absolutely love and I'd never sell. I've had to sell a few that I didn't want to. I had to sell Ninja Warriors. I didn't want to sell that, but I needed the money. I plan to get it back, and I will get it back because I thought to myself, it ain't rare. You know, you can pick that up. I don't want to sell anymore. I've still got a whole box down here So I've sold probably about 50 Super Nintendo games so far. I've still got another 50 to sell in a big box here, but they're nothing special, to be honest with you. I just want to collect a bit of everything, really. You know, I love the Vectrex. I'm starting to get into the Mega Drive, like a bit of PC Engine. Just picked up a Jaguar, Atari Jaguar. And I still love the arcade stuff. And to be honest with you, the arcade stuff's so expensive as well. You just can't have everything, guys. You can't. You can't. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's a bottomless pit. Tell me about those glass speakers, mate. These glass speakers are original NOS in the box 80s neon speakers. I'll pick them up in the summertime for 200 quid. They are original NOS speakers, which I've got plugged into my Vectrex because I love neon. All right, Jay, take care, mate. Nice for you to come on. Take care, Jay. Love you, buddy. Yeah, they're really cool. I love everything neon. Me and my partner love neon. I've got another neon up there. Actually, I've got 3 neons in this room. And when I get my arcade, I'm going to get a special neon light made up. I love neon. So fucking cool. Yeah, but going forward, you want them. I can put you in touch with a bloke who did have them. He's got a contact in, where was it, Greece or somewhere. And I actually went into London to pick those up. So if you do want some, just email me. I might be able to get them for you. I'm going to pour some more rum and coke, guys. Captain Morgan's. I don't usually have Captain Morgan's. There's some really nice rums out there now. I like a bit of ginger, a bit more spicy. This is all right. It's just run-of-the-mill stuff. Let's have a look at those comments. They come up and then they go away. You got big... Yeah, okay. Time for a channel update. Yeah, I need to do a channel update. You come to Revival in March. Probably, Ross. I probably will go to Revival, you know me. But, I'm planning the UK VAC meet in May. That's what I want to do. I'm organising it now. Got people together organising a UK VAC meet for May. Have you ever still played Donkey Kong? I haven't got a Donkey Kong arcade machine anymore. I've got Donkey Kong Junior, and I plan to get a Donkey Kong PCB in my Junior cab. So I got rid of the Donkey Kong basically because I wanted other machines, different machines, and I thought I could you can have what's called a double DK board, which I'm going to run in my Junior, so I could play Donkey Kong 3 in there as well if I wanted to. It's only because, right, I know I'm on a Nintendo channel and that's always been what I've always collected. But guys, I mean, there's so many other games I love, but especially back in the day. Just message me if you want the speakers, mate. Back in the day, I played Gorf, Asteroids Deluxe, Galaga. There were big games which I love, and I want some other, I want variation. I want to create in my arcade an arcade that I used to go into back as a kid, back in the day. I look different. Yeah, I've got a new haircut. I'm getting older, mate. Getting older, I'm getting older. I did have a long beard, actually, but I shaved it off fairly recently. Yeah, life's been hard recently. All right, Paul, take care, mate. Yeah, so I'm just trying to go for different things, really, because I just love games, not just Nintendo. I can't just collect for Nintendo anymore. I've done all that. I feel like I've done all that. I never get rid of my Sheriff, my Sky Skipper, my Junior. But, there's just so many other games that I love. Yeah, thanks, mate. It's good to be back. I'm never going to go away. Just sometimes you need a break. Actually, guys, I've done a game room tour. So I'm going to release a game room tour at the weekend. It's already been recorded. It was recorded a couple of weeks ago. And this is a good friend of mine, Dan, who hasn't had the best of luck in life, to be honest with you, but he's really positive, and by looking at him, you wouldn't know what he's going through. He's got a really bad illness right now, and it was quite upsetting going around there to see him, but at the same time I come away feeling really positive. And I did a game room tour, met his family. His lovely daughter was hanging out in the games room, and my girlfriend Nush recorded the whole thing. First time she ever videoed anything, and it was quite difficult for her because, you know, I'm looking all around the arcade. I know what I'm next going to look on, focus on. She hasn't got a clue. So yeah, it's a bit different, this game room tour, but I owe it to Dan. He's been wanting me to go around there for ages, and I went round there, and I hope you watch it, guys, at the weekend, and give him the big thumbs up, because he hasn't been well. He's not well. You know, he's had a bit of bad luck, poor fella. But, you know, he's good, he's positive, and, you know, that's all you got to be. So yeah, any other questions, guys? What else we got? John McLean. I've got Pokken Rocky 1 and 2 and Demon's Crest and Ninja Warriors and Metal Warriors. Oh God, this thing. This message system on YouTube's rubbish. You'll watch it, yeah. I'll definitely watch it. I've done them all before. Cool. Why are you deleting your messages, John? I was listening to a podcast this morning that hosts were shitting on Williams Bubbles. Personally, I love the game. What's your thoughts? Bubbles. I haven't spent much time playing Bubbles, mate. But I do love twin stick shooters, and I've got that Rescue. My good friend Rich is doing a Raspberry Pi with hopefully all the twin stick games on. But that Rescue Arcade game, I'm actually going to make into a totally dedicated Rescue Arcade machine. But it's difficult because you can't get the art files. No one's vectorized them. But I did find an image of the control panel the other day, and Muddy Music's going to do me kind of a mock version of it, basically. So it will look really cool. I love Rescue. What's my favourite Switch game? Legend of Zelda. I was playing it tonight with the kids here. You know, they absolutely love it. It is a fantastic game. I see you've got Defender in the background. I love Defender. Yeah, I love Defender. I love all versions of Defender. I should do repair tips for Astro Blaster. See, I'm a funny one. I don't know jack shit about repairing PCBs, and I hold my hands up to that. And repairing monitors. I could do a cap kit, and that's about it. The part of the restoration of an arcade machine I enjoy is everything else. So I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I'll take all the metalwork off, strip it all down, and I'll respray it. I've resprayed everything on that Astro Blaster. I love doing all the woodwork, filling in, the painting, and all that kind of stuff. You know, being a builder, I'm quite good at that side of things. But when it comes to electronics, I've got sausages for fingers, and they don't like anything small. So I don't touch it because I end up just breaking it. I've just got such a strong grip because I pick up bricks and big heavy things all day. They just, you know, they just break everything. So I get really frustrated. I'm just not very good with really small things, like trying to thread or put a button on my shirt. So I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. It frustrates me. I get angry. So anything small, especially my eyesight's not great now either, I just get frustrated. So I leave that to the experts. I've got a good guy who repairs my monitors and PCBs, and I just do all the other stuff. I love doing the artwork, putting that on and cleaning it up and doing the woodwork, filling it in, respraying it, painting it. I love all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think, you know, the arcade hobby, actually, there's something in it for everyone. You know, if you're not very good at doing all the woodwork and painting, then you can put your skills to the electronics and vice versa. You know, I am a bricklayer. Someone just asked in the messages there, Arcade Crusader. I am a bricklayer. I don't know if you're friends with me on Facebook, but I do post a lot of pictures of all my work. I do quite ornate brickwork. So at the moment I'm working in the Oxford area of England, and I do quite ornate arches and stuff like that. Replace it with a Wells Gardner 490 or instead of. Oh, you're bricklayer as well. Oh, cool. And you're from America. Whereabouts in America are you from? I always say the best bricklayers in the world are English, Australian, German and American, because I've worked with all of them and they've all been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I've never met another nation as good as us. Good, Steve. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you last week. Oh, you're English. Oh, cool. I thought you're American for some reason, or Canadian. Yeah, so you getting up at the crack of dawn then? Because I'm getting up at 5:30 at the moment. And I haven't got the best pair of boots on. My feet are wet all day. Yeah. Hey, Soul, how you doing, fella? Been listening to your podcast. Really, really cool. Love it. Yeah, 5:30. It's a killer, isn't it? So if you work outside like I do, you get up at 5:30. You get up in the dark and you come home in the dark. It's a real shit. I hate this time of year. It's horrible. But in the summertime, I love my job. I really, really do. You're up at 4:50, you wimp. Who am I talking to? Is that Dean from Retro Asylum? Come on, show yourself, Dean. Is it Dean? I don't like getting up early. Yes, Dean. How you doing, Dean? Are you all right, mate? I haven't heard from you for a while. You've been playing. Have you been playing with your Vectrex recently? Yeah, I got the John's Arcade t-shirt on. I actually messaged John the other day. Actually, I sent him a link to this game. I know John doesn't like the indie games, but I said to him, "You've got to play this, John." So I'm still in contact with John on WhatsApp. He's a lovely, lovely guy. You know, when John came over to the UK, he stayed at my place, and we went into London. We went into Soho, actually, me and John, and I ended up taking him not to a gay bar, but it was on the borderline. And we just sat outside. Not that we're gay, don't get me wrong, but I just thought it'd be funny, freak him out. And nothing wrong with gays either, you know, do whatever you want. But it was quite funny just drinking outside at this bar, and I just realised, shit, I've taken him to the wrong street here. Oh dear. All right, John, take care, mate. Oh, that's funny. I need a new one, actually. I need to get a new... Has he got any new T-shirts, John? I do miss John. Do you know what I miss about John is his podcast? I used to love that Arcade Outsiders. It was such a brilliant podcast. It was just like being in the pub with a couple of mates chatting shit, you know, but arcade related. And that's kind of what I want to do with my podcast. He got rid of the Pac-Man cabaret. Oh, he got Crazy Kong. Yeah, he did. Because when he came to the UK, James, Retro Games Party, had a Crazy Kong and he wanted to buy it off him. VGO always makes me laugh. Yeah, he does. He's brilliant. He's a lovely guy. You know, doesn't take himself too seriously. And that's what I like about John. You know, he is such a top guy. Really nice guy. Loves his games. I mean, he just eats and shits games, doesn't he? Making a weekly stream, blimey, no, I've never thought about it really, mate. I was going to record a video tonight, and the weird thing about recording, for me, I find it really difficult because I'm chatting to myself in front of the camera, and I make so many mistakes. And I think that's why I want to do a podcast, because I love to bounce off people. You know, I like doing the game room tours. I'm in my element. You know, I'm asking them questions and I'm bouncing off people like I'm doing with you now in the messages. But when you're recording on your own, I do find it difficult, and you have to be in the right mood. Honestly, it's so difficult doing YouTube videos on your own. So maybe, yeah, if you like this, guys, maybe I could do it a weekly thing. It would save editing. Yeah, it is good interactions. Yes, I've got a game room tour coming up, Sega Dan. It's all on my phone. I usually put in the beginning of my game room tours, I normally put like me driving the road scene with the music. I haven't been able to do that because it's been dark in the morning and dark when I come home. So I might just have to leave that out. But yeah, I have got a game room tour. It's for a good friend of mine, Dan. As I said earlier, he's not very well, unfortunately. And I owed it to him to do this video. I really wanted to make this video really good for him, but it was a very difficult video to make because he's one of the loveliest guys I've ever met. But unfortunately, he's really not well, and it was a difficult game room tour to do, to be honest with you. But I came out there, I was upset, but I came out feeling really positive, and I hope you watch it and feel the same. Let's see the other comments. Got to go and lock the drains. Good to see you. Alex, I've got to go and send you a message weekend recording. Yes, definitely, Dean. I'll be up for it, mate. Please, I'd love to. God, I really hate the messages thing on here. I don't know how to work it. Hope the podcast idea comes through fruition, Alex. Yeah, well, that is the plan. Podcast, it's going to be like a UK VAC podcast. It's going to be like a barcade podcast. You know, I'm going to take I'm not going to rip the ideas from Arcade Outsiders, but I want people to relax on the podcast. I want people to have a drink. It will be sort of an English version of Arcade Outsiders. That's what I want. But that's what people want. No format or anything. Obviously our ideas, bullet points, but really I just want to go with the flow. Because as I said, I love bouncing off people and I love chatting about games. Any other more questions, guys? How long have I been on for? Nearly an hour. Another 10 minutes. And I was going to pour myself a rum and coke, wasn't I? Where's the coke? I'll put it down somewhere. I was going to have neat rum. There it is. I can't have neat rum. I've got to have ice with it. How do I do audition? Audition. Man, if you've got arcades, you can come on the podcast. No worries. Where have you been? Sega Dan asks, where have I been? As I said, Dan, I've had a lot of shit the last 2 months to deal with. I've had to sell a lot of my collection off, my Super Nintendo games, because I had to buy a new van. I desperately need a new van. I'll tell you what happened to my old van, right? I'll go through the story again. I was coming down Kingston Hill, and this brand new Ford Ranger pulled out in front of me. And you know, you've got that perfect distance with you in the car in front. I had to brake. And all the way down the hill, this guy's, I could see he's on his phone, because I could see through his back window. He's doing 20 mile an hour and a 40, really frustrating. Got to the bottom of the hill, and I thought I'm going to overtake him. So as I overtook him, we went round the bend together. Instead of him turning with me, he just rammed me off the road into the other lane. So I got a massive dent in my van, and he's shouting and effing and blinding out the fucking window. You're wanker, and you know, you're a fucking drunken idiot and all this shit. I said, calm down, pal. Let's just go into Asda car park and sort it out. So we went in there and he said, I've got you all on film. I've got a camera in my car. I said, well, great. You know, just show it to the insurance company. He said, well, I'm not going to do that. He said, I'm going to call the police. You're going to call the police? What are you going to call the police for? He said, you're drunk. I said, I'm not drunk. I said, well, just call the police anyway. So anyway, I've walked into Asda to get myself a bottle of water, and he's followed me in there. He's followed me. I said, what are you doing? He said, well, you're going to fuck off. I said, I'm not going to fuck off. And anyway, he parked his great big brand new Ford Ranger behind my van, so I couldn't get out. So I wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. So I said, when's the police coming? He said, they're on their way. So the police turned up, and he said, you've got to breathalyse him, he's drunk. So they breathalyzed me, and I'm on 000 because I knew I would be. And I said, well, it's his word against mine. I need you to breathalyse him now. So they breathalyzed him, and he's just under the limit. And the police said to him, so you've been drinking this morning? He said, yeah, but it don't matter, I'm under the limit. So what's the problem? I said, you called the old bill. So, you know, you asked him to breathalyse me, and you're just under the limit. And then he had the audacity to turn around to the police and say, you've got to do him for drugs. And they said, well, we're not traffic police. We don't have drug testers on us. And he said, well, he's off his head. I said, well, and the police just turned around to me and went, wanker. They did the wanker sign at me because they thought he was a wanker. He was a complete idiot. And what it was, he had a brand new Ford Ranger, and he couldn't land anything on me. That was basically it, right? And anyway, I said to him, well, if you've got it all on film, show the police, and there you have all the evidence that you want. He said, oh, that was just a lie to get you to pull over. I said, you didn't need me to pull over. I told you to pull over and go in the car park, not you. Now on your way, big boy. He went, and I said, well, you've put a massive dent in my van, but I'm going to scrap it tomorrow anyway. So good luck with your brand new 20 grand Ford Ranger. So anyway, I had to get a new van. It was on his way out anyway. So I had to sell a few games and save up about 4 grand to get a new van. That's what I've done, and that's where I've been, just getting my head down, working. But as I say, I still pick up the odd games, guys, and the odd arcade machine. I'm surprised I didn't headbutt him. No, I was pretty cool, Steve. I used to get angry a lot when I was younger. I don't anymore. I'm in a happy place, Steve. I let people get angry around me and then just laugh at them. You know, that actually winds them up even more when you laugh at someone, because it's kind of like, I think it's the worst insult you could give anyone is to laugh in their face. That is the best way out of it. Don't get angry, just laugh in their face, and it just winds them up even more, and they look more and more stupid. That's what I've learned, and how to deal with those situations, as it seems to work. Because I mean, I know how to handle myself. You know, unless I'm in a life and death situation, then I'll do something, but I never am, never would be. So I don't need to. So I just let other people get wound up. Good to see you, Retro Ross. Sounds good, yeah. Any other comments? How much stuff has been sold off, mate? I thought the SNES was your pride and joy. Sega Dan, the Super Nintendo is my pride and joy. The arcades are my pride and joy. I did not want to sell those games. In fact, I've still got a good 100 left, but I'm only going to probably keep about 60, to be honest with you. And, you know, I don't like selling stuff, but, you know, I need a van to go to work. And also I need to get a root canal done on my tooth. My tooth is fucked on this side. I need to get it sorted. I got quoted 1,200 quid for a new tooth, you know, and I don't want to sell any more arcade stuff. That's staying. So I sold a lot of Super Nintendo games that I weren't playing anymore. A couple of my favourites just to get some quick money in. But yeah, I didn't want to. I hate selling my games, guys. I really do. I love collecting. But, you know, I can get it back. You know, I could have sold an arcade machine and got a quick buck really quickly, but the arcade machines are hard to get. They're rare as fucking rocking all shit. You know, SNES games, you can pick them up again. Am I enjoying the Vectrex still? Yes, I am. As I just said, I've got all the Vectrex games. Vector Pilot, Vectarians, Vector Patrol, and I've pretty much got all of the original games that came out for the system. And of course, I've got my Vect Fever Kart and Asteroids Deluxe running here with all the games on. This is awesome, guys. Been playing Black Widow, Tempest, so many cool games. Where else we got? Evening, Sega Zombie. How you doing, mate? So yeah, still enjoying the Vectrex. It's one of my favourite things I do play at the moment, actually. Retro Games Play Baddie. How you doing, buddy? The Vectrex, if it hadn't been for the homebrew scene and the Vect Fever Kart, I wouldn't have bothered with it, to be honest with you. But just playing Asteroids Deluxe on there, on the Vectrex, it's the most, you know, I can go and play Robotron, which is the most frantic and heart-pounding game. I love Robotron, it's one of my favourite games, but you come off, you're sweating, your heart's pounding, you want to go and lie down. You know, it's just one of those games. It's not a relaxing game at all to play. But Asteroids Deluxe is just a little bit like, it's like a thinking man's game a little. It is a shooter, but it is quite a tactical shooter. You know, you've got to think about what rocks you're going to destroy first. If you just blast away everything, you just have a load of scattered debris all over your screen. You need to break the blocks, the asteroids down slowly, and just work your way around the screen. It's quite a tactical, thinking man shooter, if you know what I mean. I love Asteroids Deluxe, and I'm quite relaxed when I'm playing it. I do love that. I love the inertia in the game. A bit like Thrust and Lunar Lander. Great games, great inertia games. A lot of people don't like them. I quite like them. I had a fascination when I was a kid with space exploration. Born in 1971, everything growing up was to do with space. You know, the Apollo missions. In fact, I've just been listening to 13 Minutes to the Moon podcast. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fascinating. I totally recommend it, guys. If you haven't listened to that podcast, it's absolutely brilliant. You got people out there, the fucking non-believers. I just don't understand it. Just listen to the podcast. It's unbelievable. What I found the most interesting thing was two things. When John F. Kennedy decided he was going to invest in the Apollo mission, because there was the space race back then, they pumped so much money into it. NASA brought up all the chips in Silicon Valley, so the prices of the chips came down quite quickly. So after the moon landings and all the Apollo landings, that's why we had this arcade scene later on, because chips and the technology was so much cheaper, because NASA brought it all up. That is in the podcast. I find it absolutely fascinating. Also, when Michael Collins went round the dark side of the moon, and for the first time, a human being, this was really quite unbelievable what he was saying, that he couldn't hear, and he lost all contact with Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, and also he lost all contact with Earth, and also he couldn't even see Earth. So for the first time, he was literally alone in space and had literally nothing to look at, and he said it was the most loneliest feeling that any human being could ever go through, was being on the dark side of the moon. And I found that, if you listen to it, you couldn't make that up. Just his emotions when he's talking, you can hear it in his voice. I found that quite spooky, you know. It was so cool. Go and check it out, guys. It's called 13 Minutes to the Moon. Such a brilliant podcast. You feel like that at work? Listen to Space Time Podcast with Stuart Gary weekly. I will do. I'll do that. I bought the Man on the Moon book trilogy recently. Awesome stuff. Yeah. Yeah, science is epic. And I guess with a lot of the games that I like playing, that kind of influence that kind of, I know a lot of people cuss Lunar Lander. But when you play in the arcade machine, it's got the big thrust. You really feel like you're in the, you know, as a kid, you're in the spaceship, trying to land that Apollo spaceship. I love it. I love it. I love all that 70s. You know what I love about the 70s science fiction? Actually, even like 1930s science fiction, their idea of what the future was going to be like. Everything from the old Metropolis films to sort of Kraftwerk music. Have you ever listened to Kraftwerk? The early analog sound that Kraftwerk makes, very eerie. Early Doctor Who sound effects. I don't know, all that kind of era to me is all kind of quite new, groundbreaking, and it's been nothing like it since. Well, let's read his comments. Did you sell a Super Metroid? No, I've still got my Metroid. Never sell that. Be awesome to see Thrust on the Vectrex. It is on the Vectrex, Dave. Do you want to see it? And Lunar Lander, funny enough. Let's just reset it. Lunar Lander and Thrust is on the Vectrex. It's awesome. It is awesome. Where is it now? It's finding it. I've got so many games on it now. Oh, I don't know where the fuck's it gonna be. Oh, I'll tell you what I've got on here, jukebox. You check this out. This is a jukebox on the Vectrex. Got loads of different music on here. It's so cool. Listen to this. I've actually got Gary Newman. Do you want to see Gary Newman on the fucking Vectrex? This is fucking cool. Got to find it. OMD, remember OMD? How cool is that? OMD on the Vectrex. So cool, isn't it? Can even get the let's get the speakers buzzing, right? Oh, it's not working. There we go. Right, let's shoot. How cool is that? Right, I've got to show you something else. God, where is it? No, not that. I want to show you the Gary Newman. Is what I want to show you. What's that? No, not that. Oh, the menus on here. It'll take me all night to find fucking Gary Newman. I don't know where it is. Music. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Gary Newman on the Vectrex. All right. Listen to this, guys. Listen. How cool is that? So you've got a little. I've got the Vectrex up the wrong way. Is that cool? Love it. Isn't that cool? Right, just read your comments. Them speakers are the bollocks, yeah, they are. Well, I've got to read your comments. Jean-Michel Jarre would be quite apt. Yeah. You should have done, Steve. You should have got a pair, mate. Stop teasing me. I should have grabbed a pair, man. They were Nos. I've still got the box in the loft. Brand new from 1987, those speakers. Have never been used. And I put them up on Facebook and everyone's like, oh, they're a bit too expensive. I'm like, they're fucking neon speakers. How often are you going to see a pair like that? You know? So cool. Anyway, guys, I'm getting on for an hour. Any more questions before I go? Because I've been on for what, nearly 70 minutes. I was going to say, look out for the Game Room tour this weekend, and please give old Dan the thumbs up because he's not very well, and he needs the thumbs up. I'm going to put that out probably Saturday night, so look out for the Game Room tour. Are you going to upload this vid? Yeah, I'll upload this vid. I'll upload this vid, no problem. Might as well. And if you like the stream, I'll do it again. Any updates on arcade cabs coming your way, mate? You mentioned Gallagher's on its way. Yes. Whitney's got a Gallagher. Asteroids Deluxe, and a Gorf for me. is putting them to one side for me. What's the rarest game I own? Well, Nintendo Sheriff and Sky Skipper are the rarest games in my collection. Yeah, Game Room Tour will be up on Saturday night, so look out for that, guys. Also want to get a Tempest. Yeah, I'll try and do it more often. It's a lot easier actually doing a stream. As I said earlier, it's just difficult. You don't bounce. If I'm bouncing off you guys now, it's much more interesting. Yeah, I'm glad you like the Game Room Tour, mate. Just look out for this one. Well, take care, guys. I'm going to go and have a cigarette in the garage and finish with the rum and coke. Take care. Look out for the Game Room Tour the weekend, and give old Dan a thumbs up. And I'll come back next week with another stream, all right? How about that? Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, guys. Take care. All the best. See you next week. Thanks for watching. Good night, guys.